My parents sued me for $98,000 after I left home. They said I caused my father's accident. So in court, I played a video they didn't know existed. Imagine standing in your old driveway at 32 years old, holding a heavy, rusted key that feels more like a curse than a tool. That was me last Tuesday. See, my family, they weren't the cookouts and Sunday football type. They were the we own your soul because we gave you life type. For a decade, I was their personal ATM, their emotional punching bag, and their fix-it guy. I'd spent 10 years working 60-hour weeks as a high-end restoration carpenter. I can fix any structural rot, but I couldn't fix the rot in my own living room. 2 years ago, I finally walked. No note, no forwarding address, just a clean break. I moved 3 towns over, started a small custom furniture shop, and finally, for the first time in my life, I could breathe. Then came the letter. Not from them, from a lawyer. Apparently, my father had suffered a catastrophic fall in the old house. They were suing me for filial neglect and failure to maintain a safe environment. They claimed that because I'd done unlicensed repair work on the back porch years ago, I was legally and financially responsible for his medical bills, which conveniently totaled exactly $98,000. The same amount I just saved up to buy my own storefront. When I walked into that mediation room, my mother didn't even look at me. She just clutched a lace handkerchief and whispered about the debt of a son. My brother, the golden boy who never held a job a day in his life, sat there smirking, scrolling through his phone like he'd already won the lottery. Their lawyer started droning on about shoddy craftsmanship and negligent repairs. He held up photos of a collapsed wooden beam. My client's life is ruined, the lawyer said, because his own son chose to cut corners. I didn't say a word. I just opened my laptop. See, there's one thing they forgot about shoddy carpenters. We're obsessive about documentation. Can we zoom in on that photo of the beam? I asked quietly. The lawyer sighed, rolling his eyes. We've already established it's rotten, kid. Look at the grain, I said, my voice steady for the first time in years. That's white oak. I only use reclaimed heart pine. I have every receipt for every board I've bought since I was 21. But more importantly, look at the humidity staining. The room went quiet. That wood didn't rot from age, I continued. It was soaked, intentionally. There are drill holes, tiny ones, right near the joint. Someone injected salt water into that beam to accelerate the decay. I pulled up a video file, and because I knew who I was dealing with, I never actually deactivated the old doorbell camera I installed for them 3 years ago. They thought it was broken. It wasn't. I pressed play. The screen showed my brother and my injured father standing on that porch 2 weeks ago. My father wasn't in a wheelchair. He was holding a power drill and a gallon of brine. This'll get him home, my dad said on the recording, laughing. He'll have to come back and fix it all once we take his savings. The silence in that mediation room was heavy, like a physical weight. My mother's tears stopped instantly. My brother turned white as a sheet. My father, he just stared at the table, the injured man suddenly looking very, very healthy. Their lawyer didn't even wait for me to speak. He just closed his briefcase, looked at my parents and said, "We're done here. Don't call me again." I stood up, tucked my laptop under my arm, and walked toward the door. My mom grabbed my sleeve. We missed having you around to take care of things, honey. It was just a way to bring the family back together." I looked at her, really looked at her, and I realized I didn't feel angry anymore. I just felt nothing. "You didn't want a son," I said. "You wanted a servant, and I'm officially retired." I walked out into the sunlight, took that old rusted key out of my pocket, and dropped it right down the storm drain. I'm not a fix-it guy for ghosts anymore, and for the first time, the house I'm building is finally mine. Was I wrong for cutting my family off forever? Yes or a no?